Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It is a hot, steamy Wednesday afternoon here in New York City, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Detroit Tigers in the final game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. It is not going well for the Yankees right now. They are in a flat spot, to say the least. They've lost 6 in a row, and they've scored just 15 runs. They've allowed 37. As a team hitting 127, the starters, a bad stretch for them, 5.74 ERA, and the defense is faltered as well. So the Yankees have a lot of things to straighten out, but 2 key moments for them would be moments when Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger start to hit again.
Well, I mean, Ben Rice, what can you say? He's had a breakout year. I mean, he's going to be on the All-Star team. Last time, maybe this will get him going. Up one of the game's best pitchers, his 23rd home run of the year. So when people are injured, all of a sudden the focus comes on these 2 guys. Cody Bellinger, in my mind, is just going through the ups and downs of a regular season. Too good a player, been around too long for this not to turn around.
Well, these numbers are stark. Look at this. Ben Rice in the last 11 games hitting 116. That's not him. Cody Bellinger in the last 12 games, he has not driven in a run, slugging just 146 with a 122 batting average and just 1 extra base hit. They've got to straighten it out. So does Will Warren. 2 so-so starts for him. Meredith Morakovitz spoke to Aaron Boone about how to settle down his young starter.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes on a beautiful afternoon in the Bronx as the Yankees play the final game of the 3-game series with the Detroit Tigers. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees look to get back on track this afternoon, attempting to snap that 6-game skid. They're going to look to Will Warren to set the tone. Warren has had some struggles of his own as of late. Over his last 4 games, he's pitching to a 5.49 ERA, opposing batters hitting .329 against him. I asked Aaron Boone earlier what Warren needs to do to get back on track.
I think he's got to have a presence on both sides of the plate with both his fastballs, but then the secondary's got to be a factor too. Whether it's change, sweeper, whatever, but really commanding the ball on both sides of the plate. And if he does that, then he can go out and be super successful, but that'll be the key for him.
And another note on Warren, he hasn't handled lefties as well lately as he did earlier in the season, and the Tigers have 6 lefties in that lineup, so it could potentially be a challenge for Warren this afternoon. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Paul O'Neill. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. By Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. That's where we should be, Paul. And that little showers.
Mountains, yeah.
Nice. Yankees have taken the field. They'll try to snap their 6-game losing streak. And this is the Tigers' batting order. McGonigal, Dingler, and Carpenter at the top. Green, who had 2 home runs yesterday, will clean up. Then Keith and Torkelson. And the bottom third, McKinstry, Outman, and Rogers. And they're going to face the Yankee starter, Will Warren. 17th start for him, 7-3, 3.75 ERA. Exactly a strikeout per inning with 29 walks. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, you're going to have to turn it around, talking about the whole Yankee team, but also Will Warren. 5.49 ERA in his last 4 starts after a really good start to the season. The rotation really needs him to get back to where he was. But remember, he is 7-3 with a 3.7 over the course of the year. Last 5 starts, the starting pitching has really been struggling. It's over a 7 ERA. They have to carry the load now with the offense being down, so they need to improve that. And a 6-pack Well, it is July 4th weekend, Michael, but you know, we're talking about the lefty hitters in the Tigers lineup. They are stacked with 6 lefties today. Will Warren needs to get back to getting lefties out, and in my mind, he needs to find that changeup again.
So the youngster McGonigal strides up to the left-handed batter's box. He says his hello, digs his toe hold on the back line. Will Warren will try to stop this losing streak for the Yankees on a sweltering hot Wednesday afternoon here in the Bronx. McGonigal 3 for 9 in the first 2 games, hitting .283 overall. He's ready. Will Warren is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is lofted to left field. Bellinger is there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's check out the defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. You see how it lines up for the Yankees, and we'll take a look at Caballero in center. Carshield defensive player profile. 3rd career start in center field, his first one this season.
Well, he's got the war paint back on. Maybe that'll help me with the sun out there in left center later in the game if he's going that way.
So here's Dylan Digler. He just finished a great June, where he kind of established himself as, I'd say, an all-star. .333 during the month of June in 26 games, 1.011 OPS, and he had 25 ribbies in the month.
He was the one player that they could count on offensively. You look at their offensive numbers as a team, not good, but since they've been here, you start to see what this lineup is capable. It seems like everybody is starting to have good at-bats. I really could see the Tigers taking off and getting back in this race.
Line drive, and it is in there for a base hit, just inside the foul line. Going into the corner, Bellinger will dig it out, and Dingler picks up a double.
Dingler just continues to have good at-bats. I mean, he gets jammed here. Two-seamer right under his hands, but he's just so strong that he's able to stay through it, line it down the left field line, easy double. You don't know how important this first inning is. When you go through a losing streak, the last thing you want to do is head to the dugout already down in the game. And so this is an important at-bat for Warren.
Carpenter takes outside. So the Tigers are 37-49. They're 9 games back in the American League Central, and they're 6.5 games out of a wild card.
Need to find that changeup against lefty. You've seen 2 consecutive ones. He has had such a good start to the year. Lefties were only hitting .207, and all of a sudden the last 4 or 5 starts all the way up to .290. So that is his weapon, again with his fastball, but you need that changeup going down and away to lefties.
Home plate umpire is Lance Barrett. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered pitcher friendly. 76 calls challenged, 46 overturned, and he calls more low strikes in his 17th major league season. The rest of the crew, Malachi Moore at first, the crew chief Alfonso Marquez at second, and Mike Estabrook is over at third.
Really staying off speed here against Carpenter. What a great pitch. After the changeup, then they backdoor breaking ball. Staying off, keeping him off the fastball, able to throw for a strike.
The 2-2. Softly tapped to second base. Chisholm is there. And he gets Carpenter running hard for the second out as Dingler moves to third.
You love when our pitchers listen to our scouting reports, Michael, and get an out with a changeup when we say he needs it.
Riley Green hit 2 home runs yesterday. We take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum in the first inning, 107.6. That went a long way. And then 105.5 in the third inning, 404 feet. So here's Riley Green. Runner at third, 2 outs. Just underway in the Bronx. And a strike.
You look at those numbers, and Riley Green's had a good year also. Home run totals are down from last year. 111 RBIs to go with, I think, 36 home runs last year. But just another good, solid offensive year.
So he had the 2 home runs off Cam Schlittler last night. He had 1 over his previous 15 games. Trying to make his 3rd straight All-Star team. And do you know, in the history of the Tigers, Paul, the only Tiger outfielder to make 3 straight All-Star games, Al Kaline, who made 13 straight.
It's got to be a lot. He had 13 straight.
13 straight. Just missed.
Well, because of that movement down and away, just gets off of the outside corner, but still a good job of sequencing those off-speed pitches early in the game to these left-handed hitters.
Swing and a miss. So they put up a 0 in the first, which is key. Tigers nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. Well, the Tigers leave a runner stranded at third. Now it's the Yankees' turn against Troy Melton. This is the Yankees starting lineup. They come in at 48 and 37. Ben Rice will lead off. Jason Dominguez bats second. Cody Bellinger will be the number 3 hitter. Cleaning up, Ahmed Rosario, then followed by Jazz Chisholm and Anthony Volpe. And the bottom third of the order, Austin Wells, Jose Caballero, and Oswaldo Cabrera. Well, let's find out about Troy Melton. This is his 7th game starting. 4-1, 2.39. The numbers are very good. Let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scatter Report.
Well, it's really no letdown. You had Mize game 1 and obviously Skubal last night, but Milton is also very good in his 6 starts. You talked about, Michael. He's 4-1 with a 2.39 ERA. On the rise, this was strange. He's a hard thrower. Averages about 96, but his last outing, he topped 99. So see if that continues. And 1 for 23. He's really found his cutter. Hitters only have 1 hit it against it all year.
And Ben Rice takes a strike. Rice is 1 for 22. The one was a home run in the first inning yesterday off of Tarek Skubal, whose 23rd home run of the year. Waved at that pitch. Count 0-2. Melton's 25 years old. He's from Anaheim. 2nd big league season. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit for Rice. Check out the Tigers defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Green, Outman, and Carpenter in the outfield left to right. Then it's Keith, McGonigal, McKinstry, and Torkelson third to first. Jake Rogers, who throws out 30% of base stealers, he's behind the plate. Here's Dominguez, 2 for 6 in the first 2 games. And a strike. Tigers are wearing their navy blue road alternate jerseys. The stripes on the sleeves and the V-necks are like they had in their 1984 championship season. Fly ball. Center field, Outman. 1 away.
You know, it's funny. I was came into the booth watching warm-ups. I'm like, I don't know that I've ever seen that at the major league level. These jerseys, but they're the retro jerseys. Huh?
The patch on the sleeve, the classic Tigers logo from 61 to 93, and the caps have the old English D in orange. You should have seen their City Connect uniforms last Monday. Kind of blue and light blue and gray, and it was a weird look. That's a classic Tiger uniform.
Yes.
Al Kaline, Hank Greenberg. That's what you remember. Little Ty Cobb, friend of your uncle.
Exactly. He's a pretty good player too.
And that got a piece of Barrett as Rogers checks him out, see if he's okay.
Well, a good swing by Cody Bellinger. That cutter just came in just enough for him to get under the baseball.
Got the left shoulder of Barrett.
Saw some called third strikes where he just took. You know, he had a night off yesterday, but you start seeing guys take good swings. You know good things are going to happen soon.
1-2. Well, Cody is 3 for his last 28. And over longer stretch, 5 for 41. And he has not had a ribby in 12 games. He's at 49 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. 2 away. Now, Aaron Judge spoke before the game today. He spoke at length to the media. And he said, I think what's happening is everybody's trying to do too much to pick everybody up. He said, so you're trying to hit a grand slam with nobody on base. He said, you're putting too much pressure. He said, you have to trust the guy behind you. Just pass the baton and just assume that he's going to do the job. He said, you can't hit a grand slam with no one on base. And look at the slumps that the Yankees are in right now, this lineup. I mean, there's a lot of ugly numbers there. Except for the guy at the plate, Ahmed Rosario, but then he'll ground one to third. Keith Fields, and that will do it. No runs a hit. 1 man left on base. We played 1 at the stadium. 0-0. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. I promise we'll have them in a moment.
You promise things, Michael. We want graphics, you know. Sometimes I need a picture to go with what you're saying.
Well, I guess they're drawing it right now as we speak.
It's in the air-conditioned confines of the truck.
There's the numbers we spoke about, Paul. Bellinger plus 340, Chisholm 280, plus 280. Always deliver what I promise.
I'm a pictures guy. I got to see numbers before I can really implant them.
So you don't like those books with just the letters in it. You like some pictures.
You know what? I always went to the pictures, and then I'd go back and start the book. I know what I want to look forward to, right?
Looped into left field. It's a base hit for Keith.
Along with a team that's starting to swing the bat much better offensively, it seems like everything goes well. I mean, this is another changeup right off the end of the bat, but, you know, good fortune also helps in baseball because it's just a dunker to left field.
So speaking of books, one of my Father's Day gifts was a huge, I mean, you can't even lift the biography of Mark Twain.
Oh, yeah.
And so Charlie was there, and I said, you know, Paul O'Neill's related to Mark Twain. Charlie looks at me and goes, no, and walks away.
He couldn't see the similarities in our writing skills.
So how close relation are you?
Mary Clemens, who
and Mark Twain's Tom,
yeah.
Samuel Clemens.
So she was the wife of somebody in my family, so we're kind of distant cousins, but same type of minds, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You see that.
He fashioned Tom Sawyer after you, right? Or Huckleberry Finn.
Finn, I think I'm closer to.
Two and two. When it's this hot, does it affect how you play, or did you like playing in heat?
It depends what type of game you're having. If you're having an offensive game, you'll love it. There's nothing better. The ball carries. The pine tar stick. If you're the team that's in the outfield for an hour, 2 hours out of the 3-hour game, then you hate it because it just beats on you.
That one's popped up. Cabrera makes the play to retire Torkelson.
Yeah, I think it's really important. You talk about heat is more so on the pitchers and having quick innings. We even saw Cam Schlittler the other night. You know, that 40-pitch first inning, or close to it. He was exhausted after that. Fastball went down. You could see the life of the fastball. So I think pitchers have more trouble in the heat than the everyday players.
Here's Zach McKinstry. And a strike.
You saw how geared up they were for fastball last night. And by all the changeups he's thrown in the first couple innings to the left-hander, you get away with that fastball right down the middle, because now it's kind of a guessing game instead of just looking dead fastball.
One and one. We're in the second inning. Yankees trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game set. Tomorrow's an off day, and then the Twins coming to town over the weekend. And the Yankees have dressed up this beautiful ballpark with American flags over the facade rather than the team flags that they always have. So looks great for 4th of July weekend. '50th birthday, Paul.
Pretty cool. And you know what? I was telling you, Michael, we had a week off, so I had a wedding to go to. A close friend of mine, son was married up in Maine. And while we were driving, you know, through those little quaint towns, everybody had the red, white, and blue bunting up on the white picket fences. I mean, it really brought back some good memories of being young and seeing that and seeing this country celebrate. It should be a great 4th of July weekend.
Nice catch by the ball girl.
Oh, on a sinking line drive, too.
So as you're driving through, you like humming John Mellencamp, Little Pink Houses?
Yeah, R-O-C-K in the USA, all kinds.
McKinstry down on strikes, 2 away.
I know one thing, when you go to the Northeast and you spend a weekend up with all the lobster, you don't even want to see a lobster. I'm lobstered out for the next year. Another good changeup. Boy, this is definitely part of the plan today. And I think it's smart. I think they picked up on Detroit just looking dead red fastballs. And, you know, you start changing things up. And then the second time through, you can go back to getting ahead with your fastball. Really, really good adjustment.
0-1 on Outman. Now that's a 4th of July treat right there.
I invited you for dinner. That's what we're having. Hot dogs and hamburgers. Maybe a little apple pie, too. You never know.
Little red and white checkered tablecloth.
I'm sure.
Checking all the boxes. Little fireworks.
You know, you got to figure that hot dog was raw when she put it down. Just stick it in the sun for a half an hour and you're ready to go.
One and two.
I cannot emphasize enough. I mean, that's an in-between swing right there, just kind of fouling it off. And that's because in the back of their mind, they've seen so many off-speed pitches, and it has really, really helped Warren to this point.
Just missed. He is the king of the called third strike. Doesn't get it there. He has great movement on his pitches and also deception. That's why he gets a lot of called third strikes. And the count full at 3-2. So that's going to release Colt Keith at first. Ben Rice tells Warren, I'm going to play behind him.
Now, these are the pitches right here, Michael. When we talk about really getting the team back to one pitch, you got to believe in your mind as a fielder. His defense has been going late. This ball's coming to me. This ball's coming to me. This is what I'm going to do with it. You know, you got to pre-think these things, and so you're into every pitch of the game instead of just letting the game come to you.
Runner goes, and that's ball 4. And that's going to be challenged by Wells. So it's presented by T-Mobile, the ABS challenge. How about that? There's your call, third strike.
Ball is overturned. New York has to remain.
A good challenge by Wells. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium, where the Tigers and Yankees are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Michael, you highlighted earlier that Jose Caballero is out there in center field. Aaron Boone was asked, why not Spencer Jones? And Boone revealed that he's a little bit under the weather. He said he got a text last night that Jones wasn't feeling good, and he wasn't the only one in that Yankees clubhouse. They think a couple of guys might have had food poisoning. Jones, as well as others. Boone said he got a text last night, this morning, and as he put it, the IVs were going this morning in that Yankees clubhouse. And I asked Aaron Boone, after everything that's been going on with this team, the errors, the losses, the injuries, now this, what are you thinking as one more thing happens? And he said, look, the schedule waits for nobody. The games wait for nobody. You've got to find a way to go out there and get the job done, regardless of the situation surrounding the team. Now, Michael, one more note on that. Ryan McMahon is also sick. He was supposed to play in a rehab game tonight. He has been scratched, but they do not believe that that's going to affect his time frame. They still expect him to be a player for this team on Friday.
Now, Meredith, through all your reporting, did you find out the food culprit? What was it that went the wrong way?
Michael, I have not yet found that out. I have a lot of exploratory work to do here in the postgame, but I got to tell you this, I am going to stay far and far away from it. You did see a picture of Spencer Jones there in that Yankees dugout holding a bottle of water. You wonder whether or not he would be at all an option for the Yankees this afternoon, but I'm going to steer clear, Michael. I don't know about you. I
think that's the good way to go. I'm going to turn to you, Paul, because, you eat a lot. Have you ever had food poisoning?
I got over it quick if I did. I didn't miss a meal over it. But you know what? What do you do? I mean, the Yankees can't catch a break right
now.
I mean, they're not hitting well. They're not pitching well. I guess they're not eating well either.
Now, Boone, other than Spencer Jones, because it was glaring that he wasn't in center and Caballero, that's the only one that he's I'm not going to get into names who it is, and also McMahon, because he's not going to be able to play tonight in his rehab game. He said, look, it seemed like a lot of people were affected, and I think there are a lot of people in the lineup that were affected too, but you have to field the team.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have 9 players that can go after it, and you just hope that most of these guys can, get through this game, get a win, and relax on an off day tomorrow.
Ground ball to third. Keith will get Volpe. So with that ground ball, Volpe is now 2 for his last 24. He did pick up a hit in the 9th inning yesterday. So 2 down. That's going to bring up Wells. And Wells, another guy, Paul, he's 2 for his last 23, and since he got called up off the IL, he's 2 for 21. So he's still trying to find it. They say they like his swings better, but it really hasn't manifested itself yet.
Well, as a player, when everybody says, keep swinging it, you're swinging it well, you want results. And there comes a certain time where even the team looks at that position. You need some results. There's no way around it. Wells knows it. That a big second half would help this team immensely.
It's really hard to believe because Wells has always been at least a league average hitter. 4 home runs and 10 ribbies. July 1st. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to grasp. Strike 1 and 2. And then when you feel good about a swing change, right? And then it doesn't manifest itself in production, then you're going to change back.
When you're struggling, believe me, when you're struggling and you're working on a swing change, soon as you have a bad at bat, you just go back to where you were because you're worried about getting a hit. You don't want to be written about in the page. And it's very hard to go through a change in anything when too many of the things are going on in your mind.
Three and 2 on Wells. 2 down here in the bottom of the 2nd. Caballero's on deck. And they're going to see if he got hit. They're going to check to see if they challenge. That's what the holdup is. Close. but they are not going to challenge.
I think that ball hit right in front of his foot and just hopped right over his foot.
Strike 3. Wells down looking. Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the third. Nothing. Hey, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Now, today's picture is of Ethan, Landon, Brody, Bailey, and Abby, who enjoyed a summer afternoon in the Bronx last homestand. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. You know, the captain, as I mentioned earlier, he spoke today, and I thought he was so insightful about the things that he said. Obviously, he's watching everything very closely, Aaron Judge, and he's not able to play, but he's trying to still lead. And he said something that I thought was very, very pointed, Paul. He said, I don't think the focus is where it should be. So he's not a guy who calls people out, and I don't think he was doing it in an antagonistic way, but he thinks there needs to be better focus for them to break out of it.
Well, focus keeps you involved. I mean, when you see defensive errors, that's usually a lack of concentration, a lack of focus. And if you're in the locker room, I mean, we're in the stands here, Michael. We're close to the game, but we're not in the ring. And you understand that more so when you're down in that locker room, when you can look people in the eye and you can tell reactions of bad plays, good plays. And, you know, to hear him say things, it's very believable, believe me.
Now, Meredith, you were there. You know, the entire media contingent was around him. And I thought he was very, very forthright, very, very honest. And you could tell that he was thinking about everything that was said today. He's probably been thinking about it for a while.
No doubt, Michael. I think not only is he frustrated by the fact that
that could go. The Heat just took that one into the bleachers. A home run from McGonigal. That did not seem like it was going off the bat, but it kept traveling, and it's 1-0 Tigers.
I was just going to say, Will Warren has kept them with zeros, giving the offense a chance to finally get a lead. But this McGonigal, you really got to be impressed. You can just see what he is going to become. He's having a great year as a rookie, only 21 years old. That was his 7th home run. But if you watch him from the side, he is so locked in. His head doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It just stays right there. He is going to be a quality hitter for a lot of years to come.
Here's Dingler. There's a strike, Meredith. I'm sorry that interrupted you. I'm going to take one more look. All right there, perfectly in sync.
Yeah, not a big guy, but you're right, Michael. Everything's in sync, and everything's out in front of the plate solid. Good things happen. Meredith, we're just talking away up here on that beautiful swing. You got something else to say?
You know what? The reporter jinx strikes again. That's what everybody will say, right?
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about Aaron Judge, Michael, and the fact that he had said that this team has lacked some focus. He said, look, we're here to win a World Series, and we're not going to win a World Series like that. He said he had some conversations with guys individually. The group will be addressed as a whole. Aaron Boone has said at times that he has spoken to this group to reiterate about that focus and try to get them back on track. And one thing he said, Michael, they have a sign going up from the dugout, from where they have the area down before you go to the steps to the dugout, and it says do your job. And he said that's all guys need to do. You mentioned it earlier. They're trying to do a little bit too much out there. Perhaps it's making guys tense when they're out there, maybe even on defense. He said if every individual does their job, we will find a way to turn this around. Now, Aaron Judge is a guy that hates to be out of the lineup, Michael. We know that. And he said, this is the worst. Missing games is brutal. I want to grind with this team, and I want to help them get back on track. Now, he was asked about when he is going to get that rib re-imaged, and he said, there is no timeline on that just yet. When I know, you guys will be the first to know. There's no point in giving any type of update on how I'm feeling now because we will not have a clear picture until he re-images that area to see exactly how the healing has progressed.
You know, I spoke to him after a little bit after he met with the assembled group, and I actually felt sorry for him because he said, I want to be out there. He goes, because when you become a baseball player, it's because you love to play baseball. He goes, I love to play baseball. I want to be there with my teammates. And he obviously can't be there. And I think was that catcher's interference? Yes. Another catcher's interference. He said, I can't be out there. And, thankfully you didn't have long stretches like this where you were injured, but when you're out, Mattingly told me you feel like a non-person when you're out.
You feel useless because you know that you can help in some capacity, but Aaron Judge helps it in a much bigger capacity than most players. And everything was going so well. You were almost holding your breath that your big name players wouldn't get hurt. Well, they did.
Riley Green lost one to left center, and that will be caught by Bellinger. But this swing by the 21-year-old Kevin McGonigal takes the ball into the right center field bleachers, and when it lands, the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Jose Caballero hitting 1 or more home runs today. That's plus 700. Caballero, Cabrera, and Rice. Here in the bottom of the third, Yankees trail 1-0 on the McGonigal home run. One more thing about Judge. When I was talking to him, I said, you've won 2 MVPs in a row. I said, if this doesn't prove that you're the most valuable player, you might win 3 in a row for not playing, because Paul, he is so integral to what this team does. And Boone said, I think we have the ability to play well without Aaron. He said, but that ability to play well without Aaron, a lot of the people that we depend on,
they just called a ball, the catcher's challenge.
So that's become an issue, another challenge by the catcher, Rogers.
The call is confirmed. Detroit has 1 challenge.
Confirmed.
Yeah, to your point, Michael, I mean, if you're Aaron Boone, you come in when everybody's healthy, you put Aaron Judge in the lineup, and then you build around it.
Right.
And now you're just trying to configure something to take his place. Well, you're not going to take his place. And, to lose good players, that happens. But to lose Aaron Judge, he's beyond good. I mean, he's one of the better right-handed hitters to ever play the game. So very, very hard. You're losing for 4 or 5 games, okay. But this is an extended period. But you can't keep harping on it, because you just hope that he's back in order to get right for the playoffs. But the Yankees need to move on and take a little pride in themselves in beating teams that you should beat.
Well, without Judge, they are 12-14. And they had started off pretty well when he was down. They were 12-8, but now they've lost 6 in a row. That one's lined to left field. Riley Green makes the play, retiring Caballero, who's also in a slump. That makes him 5 for his last 38. Up and down the lineup, Paul, there's these long slumps going on.
Yeah, and it's starting to wear on people. Even that's a good swing. The ball is hit hard, but you start looking at body language, and managers do this. They read players. That's why they give them days off. And if you just see, the head slumping, and it's like, oh, here we go again, that's what you don't want to see. You truly have to believe as a player. I don't care what happened last night. You show up, you got to believe that you're going to win today. And if you think, I hope we win, I hope things go well today, then you're kind of waiting for the game to punch you in the face. You got to go out and win.
Ground ball first base. Torkelson will take it himself. Retiring Cabrera, 2 down. So here's Ben Rice, had a single to open up the bottom of the first inning. Since then, 8 straight Yankees retired. One and 0. Two and on Rice. And And the Tigers righty deals. 3-0. Melton, his season debut was pushed till May 24th because of elbow inflammation, but in the 6 starts since, he's pitched very, very well. Checks his swing, and a 4-pitch walk to Ben Rice. So he's been on twice, and that'll bring up Dominguez.
You saw him kind of flinch there. So, 3-0, he was going to swing. 2 outs, you're going to give him an opportunity to get the 3-0 fastball, but it wasn't there. He was able to take the ball forward.
A wave at a curveball, 0-1. Line drive and caught by McKinstry for the final out. Yankees strand 1. We go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Detroit. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. We go to the 4th inning. 1 run on 3 hits for the Tigers, no runs on 1 hit for the Yankees. And Colt Keith will start it off. Keith, Torkelson, and McKinstry. Driven out to left field. Bellinger back, still back, and he makes the play as he runs onto the track for the first out.
When you go to Bellinger, you looked up and he took those 2 steps like, uh-oh, and I'm thinking, wow, is this ball going to carry that much? We've talked about the heat, and the ball will carry. But you don't see Cody Bellinger panic very often, but you can see the first couple of steps he jogged, and then all of a sudden just kind of trying to take off. I'm like, here it goes.
Now, the baseball travels better in hot weather. Now, if you look at the flag, the American flag beyond the left field bleachers, not much movement at all. But if you look at the flags over the right field grandstand, there starts out blowing toward left field. So, Paul, it always swirls here.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to see the impact of hot weather on a baseball, right? Torkelson with a fly ball to right field. Dominguez and Rice, they can't get there. Well, the McGonigal home run, Paul, it was 102.5 off the bat and had a launch angle of 35 degrees. There have been 20 other balls hit like that this season, and they average traveling 383 feet. McGonigal's home run, 422.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I mean, early in the year, cold, damp weather, and as a hitter, usually if you get it or not. There are times where you hit the ball and you put your head down, you think it's gone, and it goes to warning track. And then there's times in the summer where you just miss it, and it's 20 rows up. It makes a huge difference, temperature-wise.
And Torkelson down on strikes. 2 away.
Well, after a breaking ball, then you can, show that, let it kind of, that's his four-seamer, but you see his hands around it a little bit, so it does actually have a little cut on it, so it kind of moves away for a swing and a miss to Torkelson.
Want to know on McKinstry. Two and one.
James, you've got to give me a percentages of changeups today, because that's a way to cool off. Just take off your hair off the side of your head, huh? It's got to be the most changeups he's thrown in an outing, percentage-wise.
Looped into shallow center field. On the run is Volpe, and he makes the play. Beautiful play by Anthony Volpe, showing great range, running into the outfield and taking a base hit away from McKinstry. The final phase of the 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star Ballot now live. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to vote, or visit MLB.com/vote. Bellinger takes up and away. 1-0 Tigers, bottom of the fourth inning here at the stadium. Ground ball, first base. One away. Talk about mirror images, Paul. So before the Yankees were on the 6-game losing streak, they went 18-9 during that time. When they were going 18-9, the Tampa Bay Rays were going 9-18.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Yankees have lost 6 in a row, and now Tampa Bay has won 6 in a row. So they've completely mirrored each other, and the Yankees are now 4 back in the loss column by the Rays.
Well, they were there before, and they caught up. So you just got to think that, all right, if we're a streaky team, we've got to cut this streak to an end. We're in a losing streak. You can't go on like this, obviously. But when we turn it around, we can you know, rattle off 8 out of 10. That's the way you got to look at it. And their starting rotation can give them that type of run, because it's that good. But we went through it. The starting rotation last time through, the ERA was over 7. So you really have not given a struggling offense a chance to win any games.
The 4 games that they're going to play against the Rays in St. Pete, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, they loom very large right now. Because if you really continue to stumble through those games, then you go into the All-Star break not feeling great about things. Popped up and out of play, in the seats on the first base side.
You never want to look forward to a day off during a game, but if you're playing this game as a Yankee, you just got to figure we grind out a win here. We have not had a day off in a long time. We're going through a tough stretch where you're grinding, getting tired mentally. This could be a day off that really could help them turn things around.
3-2 on Ahmed Rosario. And he swings and misses. 2 down.
Spin on that one, and Rosario, he is so good against lefties, and that's the reason, because that front hip, he opens it, which makes him very susceptible to that breaking ball away. Once he fly open, it's very hard to stay on the pitch breaking away from him.
And there's a strike. One and one on Jazz. He grounded to short, right up the middle. And McGonigal had him played perfectly. He's right there right now again. Not allowed to be right behind second, but he's awfully close. One and two.
Look at Jazz here, and he's one guy that you look at can really do a lot for you offensively. You know, the team's going well. You know, I got this pants, this bat. It's all fun and games, but you know, it's not funny anymore. You've got the talent to really help this team offensively, defensively. It's a great opportunity to really step up and be the guy that you know, that can help Rice, can help Bellinger, because he can take some of the load.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. Hit sharply. It's a foul ball. Malachi Moore got turned the wrong way, had to right himself before he made the call. 3-2. And the payoff. Hit sharply and past Torkelson. And down into the right field corner. Jazz Chisholm will go to second. He's going to stop right there as the throw comes into second. A 2-out double for the Yankees second baseman. And that'll bring up Anthony Volpe.
Well, good solid bat by Jazz. He hit a couple balls hard, just ripped one foul. Now he hammered this same pitch down the line. Just kind of spins right there. And again, he has such talent that, you know, if you get him on the same page of using that talent every single pitch of the game, he can pick up a lot of slack for this team.
Little trip to the mound. As Rogers will talk with Melton. Volpe grounded to third. That was in the second. And we mentioned he's 2 for his last 24.
This is the time, Michael, you got the pitching changer. Anthony Volpe, you're walking to the plate. You kind of stand out there, and you have a plan. Am I going to look fastball out over the plate? Am I looking at a slider? And you kind of visualize it right now at the plate, where I'm going to hit this ball. Where, you know, look at the outfield. See where you want things to happen. And it's amazing how many times you can train your mind to do the things that you're looking about. Now, if you get it cluttered with, I got to get him in, he might throw a fastball, he might throw a slider, we're struggling, I got it, then you're in a different boat. You know, this is a good time to just sit there, look what you want to do, have it in your mind, and try to get it done.
Troy Melton deals, and it's bunted over the screen and out of play. If you got a runner at second base and you're bunting, then you're not feeling good about your swing.
You know what, Mike? I was thinking the same thing. You're visualizing right center, left center. I guess he was visualizing the grass in front of the batter's box just to get a base hit.
Now, Keith is deep at third, but that's not getting the run in.
No, absolutely not.
Pick off. Diving back is Jazz. He also tried to bunt last night. Did get that hit in the 9th inning. Hitting .244, a home run and 13 runs batted in. Dialed it up to 97 there, 1-2.
See him, he starts to swing on that uppercut. He was level above the baseball a few games ago where he was hitting line drives. That ball right there, 97, 98, underneath the ball, very hard to square up.
3-2 on Volpe. And Wells is on deck. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 Tigers on the McGonigal home run. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the 5th inning. 1-0 Detroit. Today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Trent Grisham scheduled to play a rehab game tonight with AA Somerset. And if all goes well, he's expected to be activated Friday when the Yankees play the Twins. Now, Ryan McMahon was supposed to play today as well. Scratched from the rehab game because of food poisoning. He's still in play to possibly be back on Friday. Audi scoreboard, 1-0 Tigers over the Yankees. Outman swings and misses.
Another changeup, and we weren't imagining things, Michael. If you break down his usage of his changeup, it's been to this point 9% on the year. Today, over 27 now with that last changeup. So it's a conscious effort to get this Detroit team off his fastball. And he's done a good job of doing it so far.
And I wonder if that was an awakening yesterday for Schlittler, if he's going to pitch a little differently next time out.
Well, you got to realize some teams are just fastball hitters. And, you know, you got a lot of young free swingers in this lineup. Yeah, you kind of stay away from their strength at times. You can't be afraid because, you know, Will Warren does have a good fastball, but you can set it up in different ways. That changeup and breaking ball have done that.
And down goes Outman. One away.
And this is just great pitching, you know, to use that changeup, and that's his 6th strikeout of the game with the changeup.
6 Yankee strikeout brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers. Jake Rogers, 1-0.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher is challenged.
And Austin Wells going to challenge that. He thinks it's a strike.
Yeah, that did look like a strike.
And it is.
The call is overturned. New York has 2 remaining.
The 0-1. 0-2 on Rogers. Rogers catching day game after night game. And Dingler the DH. Ground ball backing up is Volpe. Fields fires. 2 down. McGonigal now coming up, and we'll take a look at the leaders. Brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Let's take a look. War leaders. Bobby Wood Jr. went up a little last night, 4.6. So McGonigal's at 4.4. Cody Bellinger in 5th place at 3.7. And Witt had 2 home runs last night, so that moved him ahead.
Kansas City's playing Tampa Bay, right?
Yes. And a strike.
Michael, you've been to Tampa Bay. They played there once this year
Yep.
already.
Yep.
Any major change? They lost their ballpark for a year. Any major change?
Just, you know, underneath where the fans don't see, and the ballpark looks terrific. They did a really, really good job. The roof is a little bit lighter.
Same configuration,
Yes.
everything, nothing
Yep.
changed.
Now that's going to be
Pitch is called
challenged
a
by
ball. The
Wells. He
catcher
thinks
is
it's called
challenged.
3rd strike. Let's see if he's right. He's walking off the field, so he
That
has
looked
a
right down the
good
middle.
feeling he's right, and he was.
Call is overturned. New York has 2 remaining.
So Lance Barrett not having the best day. We're halfway through. It is 1-0 Detroit. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. This is a 10. 268, 1,314 hits, 47 home runs. Started with the Yankees, 56 to 59. Then the A's, and then the Tigers. Finished with them.
You know, I'm not even participating. It's early in the day. It's a 10. I'm not ready for it.
So you're not going to play?
Nope. Taking the day off.
Let's see. So our producer, Troy Benjamin, is saying if anybody gets this, genius status.
Exactly.
Now let me turn to James Smythe. Did you get this? I know you know it, but did you get it before? And down goes Wells. One away.
Well, continues. Wells with the new swing, which is an uppercut. You know, to me, it is almost going to set him back for a time, because when you get an uppercut, you want to hit the ball out in front where you know you can elevate the ball. But to do that, you have to hit the ball out in front of the plate. You have to make your decision that much quicker. So you saw that last breaking ball. You're way out in front.
Now, this is not second guessing, but when you have Chisholm at second and 2 outs in the previous inning, and Volpe decides that a bunt is the right way to go when you've got Wells on deck, who is really, really struggling, it's like you're thinking too much.
Yeah, you're a little overthinking there, because so you bunt, you don't get the runner in.
Right. Let's say you bunt successful. First and third, you've got the coldest hitter coming up afterward.
Yeah, it's you know what, it's very hard to get in a player's mind, but you got to wonder at that point. You know, you're talking about visualizing a base hit. You know, getting the guy in. A drag bunt right then would have been 10th on my list out of 10.
And down goes Caballero.
We've seen a lot of guys out front. You know, a very bright day, tough to pick up the spin. But Melton is throwing the ball well, getting ahead, and then kind of expanding the strike zone against some of these hitters that are struggling. Where it hits it hard, but right at him. Easy inning for Melton.
Yankees go down in order. We go to the 6th.
Hey everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Nationals and Red Sox today, and the Nationals taking it to Peyton Tolley. That's Andres Chaparro, top of the first, with a 2-run shot to make it 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Nasim Nunez leading off the inning. He goes deep as well. Nats leading the Red Sox right now 7-0, top of the 4th. Back to Michael.
Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Dave Roberts, fastest manager all time to 1,000 wins. He did in 1,606 games. Junior Caminero continues to rake. And Byron Buxton. The only thing that slows down Byron Buxton is injuries. So a hip impingement. So maybe the Yankees catch a little bit of a break, and he doesn't play this weekend for the Twins.
You see with the shift, Volpe way over in the hole. Ball easily goes up the middle. But you got to really be careful here if you're Warren. You got to realize, hey, you know what? My offense is struggling. We're struggling as a team. I cannot give up a big inning.
One and one. So there's a big-time celebrity out there who loves to play Name That Yankee.
Where?
And I just got a text from that said person.
Yeah.
And he got the answer.
Wow. It's a long-time sports guy there, huh?
I'll tell you who it is. He'll be embarrassed, but Brian Gumble.
Brian Gumble?
Yeah. He said, tell Troy I got his 10. Yeah.
He better come back on the air if he can pull up Jerry Gumble.
That's lined into right center field. It's a base hit. Dingler will go to third. The throw is late, and because the throw went over the cutoff man, that allowed Carpenter to go to second.
Well, Dingler, I mean, you know who's playing center field. Caballero not a center fielder, a little two-seamer away off the end of the bat. But Dingler did not hesitate. A good throw, and he's out. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But this ball, you know, is airmailed. It's allowing Detroit to set up for that inning that you're trying to stay away from, the big inning.
And that's what we're talking about with focus. I know that Caballero's a neophyte out in center field, but you can't make that throw and allow Carpenter to go to second. You've got to have it almost have to be cut off.
Yeah, again, it goes to thinking this ball is going to be hit to me. This is what I'm going to do with it. Instead of the ball being hit with me, oh no, here, let me fire one to third. And again, you can't hold guys responsible when they're not everyday center fielders. But you know, it's very easy to nitpick and figure out why the Yankees are not winning games right now, because they're doing things like this.
So because the runner goes to third and there's no double play in order, you bring the infield in with second and third and nobody out, and the offense has been laboring, so you don't want to give up runs. But you turn Riley Green into a much better hitter with the infield in. And that one gets away from Wells. Runners stay put.
This is a time. I mean, Riley Green is a good hitter. 2 home runs last night. I think if you're Will Warren, you got to realize that you might have to pitch around him. I know you don't want to pitch bases loaded, but you can't give in to him. He's the guy in the lineup that can put 3 runs on the board in one swing.
One and one. Much better hitter against right-handed pitching. He's 0 for 2 against Warren. Infield's kind of halfway, not all the way in. Dingler is a catcher, so he doesn't have blinding speed.
That's why you see the infield in, but still back out on the dirt, because you know something hit hard. Dingler, he's probably watching the ball go through with no double play, so you're going to have a little more time than you think.
Count 3-1. Yankee bullpen heating up. Paul Blackburn is up. 3-1. 3-2.
Well, to this point, he's doing what I think, in my opinion, is the right thing to do. Breaking balls and change-ups out of the strike zone. If you're going to swing at it, go ahead. Just can't give in and give him a good fastball.
Fly ball, left field and deep. Backing up Bellinger on the track at the wall. He makes the play. Tagging is Dingler. He'll score. Moving to third is Carpenter. It's a sac fly for Green, and it worked out even better than just a sac fly, as the runner moves to third now with 1 out.
Again, you give him a fastball. They are a fastball hitting team. You've seen that in this series, and lucky this ball didn't go out of the ballpark. Same ball that Cody Bellinger didn't handle the other night. He handled it today right at the wall. But again, by that airmailed overthrow, now you've got another hitter or another runner at third base.
So with Keith coming up, that's going to do it for Warren. The Tigers are down or up 2-0, and they have a runner at third. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining you'll win. 2 Hall of Fame shortstops right there. Paul Blackburn takes over for Warren. Runner at third base. 1 man out. Now the infield comes all the way in. 2-0 Tigers, top of the 6th. Strike.
And you saw that graphic with Jeter and Trammell. I mean, both great players. Derek Jeter, one of the best, obviously. This was the day that he went flying into the stands in that infamous game. A lot of people, if you didn't respect him to that point, you surely did after that play.
And we'll never see a play like that again, Paul, because if the same play happened, he would ping pong off the screen.
Yeah.
He would not fly into the stands.
Shoot right back to the shortstop position.
Let's take a look at that play, the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Yeah, that wasn't anything but an amazing effort, just not caring. Going to catch the ball somehow, some way.
Keith swings in. This is a big strikeout for Blackburn and the Yankees, 2 away.
What a big strikeout. Hey, I can't tell you how impressed I was at what Will Warren did by changing his pitching today, by going off speed to a lot of these hitters. A couple balls hit off the end of the bat, but this is a huge out for the Yankees to stay in this game.
Here's Torkelson. 1-0. To amplify how differently Warren pitched today, 29% of his pitches were changeups, and that's a career high for him. 2-0 on Torkelson. Carpenter is at third. 1 run in. It's 2-0 Tigers. 2 outs. And he walked him on 4 pitches. So runners on the corners from McKinstry. Well, that would taste good right about now.
That's a spinach smoothie, Michael.
A spinach smoothie, really?
Oh, you thought it was a chocolate milkshake?
Yeah, I did. That'd be Popeye approved. Now, you seem the type of guy, to me, that will put bad taste and good stuff in a smoothie. Am I right?
You know, a smoothie's not for the taste. You're just getting it for the nutrition value, so you can hammer some good dinner. That's what a smoothie is. Just holding you over.
First and third, 1-0 on Zach McKinstry. Batting 7th, playing second today. Foul ball caught by Wells, 1-1. Knocked down there by Blackburn to get the final out. So he does a good job. Tigers had a run, 2 hits, and they leave 2. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Detroit 2, Yankees nothing.
Welcome back back to Yankees baseball on Yes. Let's take a look at what's going on down on the farm. A pair of Yankees prospects were selected to this year's Futures Games. George Lombard Jr., the second consecutive selection for him. He went 1 for 2 with a double and a walk in last year's game. And for Carlos Legrand, this is going to be the first time that he is heading there. Also noteworthy, James Coper, who is currently the manager for the Somerset Patriots, will be the third base coach for the American League. Larry Boa will be the manager, and that's all going to take place during the All-Star festivities in Philadelphia on July 12th. And Michael, should be a very exciting couple days for the Lombard family. As we know, George Lombard Sr., the bench coach here for the Detroit Tigers, his youngest son Jacob was in attendance here at the stadium the other day. He's expected to be a first-round pick in this year's draft, and that is on the 11th, while the Futures game is on the 12th. And Michael, our producer, Troy Benjamin, actually had a nice conversation with Jacob Lombard yesterday in the hallway here at Yankee Stadium. And he said, you know, your brother's going to be mad if you go before him in the draft. And he said, don't worry, I will, sir. Confident young man, Michael.
Well, I think what really threw Troy was the kid calling him sir. That's what got him.
That always catches your attention, you know that?
Very polite kid.
Now, I mentioned this in an earlier broadcast, but we had George Lombard Jr. on the Hot Stove Show over the winter, and we asked him, well, if your brother gets selected ahead of where you were selected, are you ever going to hear the end of it? He goes, no, never. Every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, never hear the end of it.
Brotherly love, right?
Two and one on Dominguez. Grounded to first, backing up Torkelson. Nice play, and he flips to Melton. You know, when a team gets shut down so thoroughly offensively, you almost feel loath to not give credit to the pitchers. But it can't all be the pitching. I'm sorry, it just can't all be the pitching.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just, there are times where, for instance, last night Scoop was pitching. You almost assume it's the pitcher, but it can't be day after day after day.
Right. I mean, the Red Sox threw like 3 tough lefties and a veteran in Sonny Gray, but to be no hit through 5 innings each time, and again, they're all good and they're up in the big leagues and they're the best in the world at what they do, but there's Carrick Schools and then there's other people. So I think that's something that's always a conundrum when you're analyzing a game. Well, are they just slumping, or is it the pitching making them doing that? I think it's got to be somewhere in the middle.
At least, yes. I think I agree with you, Michael. You're not buying it, but I always find it interesting to if a team is shut down, say 6 innings, and then they go to the bullpen, and then they start swinging the battery, getting hits and runs. It's like, what? Maybe the starter was that good,
right?
You know? But again, it's very hard to say that every single pitcher for a week straight is Cy Young.
One and one on Bellinger. Bellinger had the night off last night after playing 59 straight games. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. 1 and 2. And a swing and a miss on this hot Wednesday afternoon. Nope. Just means something different. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores, proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. We go to the 7th inning. It's 2-0 Tigers. Blackburn on a relief of Will Warren got the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. And he deals a pitch up and away to James Outman as we start the inning. Soft ground ball, Jazz Chisholm. 1 down.
To this point, Michael, and Warren, Blackburn, and they battled. I mean, they've had a couple innings that couldn't have really got away from them. And you look up, it's 2-0, but it's 2-0. But the Yankees with 2 hits, really, other than the Jazz Chisholm double, I mean, haven't had any opportunities to do anything.
High pop-up on the left side. Moving toward the line. Bellinger shading his eyes from the sun. Puts it away. For out number 2. Yankee fans, fireworks night is back again this season. Kick off your 4th of July weekend at Yankee Stadium this Friday, July 3rd. And stay after the game for a post-game fireworks show, courtesy of Baby Ruth. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com. Paul and I will be outfield on a blanket, watching the fireworks together. I'll bring a picnic basket.
I was going to say, who's bringing the blanket? I'll bring the blanket, you bring the basket.
I'll bring the basket.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'll bring the basket because I'm not a big chicken finger guy, and that's all you'll have in.
All right. 1-1 on McGonigal. McGonigal, his home run in the 3rd, gave the Tigers a 1-0 lead. And then a sac fly by Green in the 6th gave the Tigers a 2-0 lead. That's where it sits right now, top of the 7th inning. Take a look at this home run on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. 102.5, and it went a long way, 422 feet. Squib toward Cabrera. And the Tigers go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. At the end of 6.5, it's the Tigers 2 and the Yankees nothing. But we're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Corporal Peter Yotis, Niagara Falls, who served in the Korean War and received 2 Bronze Stars. The Yankees say thank you, Peter, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Time for your Ford studio update. Bob and Jack with you, and the search for offense continues for the Yankees this afternoon.
Yeah, Melton across facing 21 batters, Bob. The Yankees have only managed 2 hits. They've got 9 more outs to try and figure this out, but this offensive ineptitude has stretched on for far too long. Across their last 60 innings, 60, they have 26 hits, only 15 runs scored.
They got to get something going. We'll see if they can. Michael, get it back to you. We'll see you on the postgame.
2-0 Tigers. Melton has pitched great. Will Warren pitched much better than he had the previous 2 starts, but the Yankees struggling offensively again, as Rosario could not hold up on the pitch upstairs and count 0-1. As we start the bottom of the 7th inning, Rosario, Chisholm, and Volpe. 1-1. So in the 6 straight losses that the Yankees have had, they've averaged 2.5 runs per game. Right back to Melton. And in the first 79 games of the season, they averaged double that, 5.06 runs per game. And during the 6-game losing streak, they're slugging at 217, which is absolutely anemic. Well, now they'll try to solve the Tiger bullpen. That's going to do it for Melton with a very strong 6 1/3. Chisholm coming up next. Well, Friday on Yes, the Yankees homestand continues as Garrett Cole and company kick off a weekend set with the Minnesota Twins. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up the first pitch shortly after 7. It's on Yes and, of course, the Gotham Sports app. So Drew Summers, one of the 2 lefties in the bullpen, comes on to face Jazz Chisholm. Summers gave up that 3-run home run to Rosario Monday. And Jazz jumps on the first pitch. Right field, foul, into the seats. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. Chisholm doubled his last time up, 1 for 2. The Yankees only have 2 hits. Tries to bunt, tried to drag bunt, and fouled it off behind the screen. 0-2. You see so many people trying to bunt, and to me, it just means A, desperate, and B, not feeling good about their swing.
I don't mind that one. You know, you're trying to get on base. The first pitch got in on you, a tough lefty. Maybe if you pull it with his speed, you know, you set up an opportunity for a 2-run homer. With men in scoring position,
right down the line, hooked foul.
I really agree with you, Michael. Men in scoring position, not usual, with 2 outs especially. Not a great time to drop one down.
Oh, 0-2 on Jazz. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes.
Drop down, and it just slides all the way across the plate after he showed him the inside fastball early in the count. It's hard to get off your mind as a hitter. You forget about that slider away.
Oh, 0-1 on Volpe, who's 0 for 2. So Anthony with his 0 for 2 this afternoon, 2 for his last 25. The thing that's so startling about what we're seeing is it's happened to everybody. It's almost like the movie Contagion. Everybody has fallen into a slump. And they're all pressing, and as Judd said, everybody's trying to hit a grand slam with no one on base. And I don't know what springs you out of that. A couple of blue hits, I'm not sure.
A win, for one thing, and an offensive explosion where you start believing you can score runs. Right now, you got to look at it as, are we ever going to score a run again? How can we ever get to this point? But until you get out of it.
Foul ball is short. And the Yankees go down in order against the 2 Tiger pitchers. And we'll go to the 8th, 2-0 Detroit. bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Short outings lead to the bullpen being used a lot. We want to stay away from Jake Bird. Obviously, Ryan Yarbrough. Blackburn's in today. The rest of the bullpen would seem to be available. Brent Hedrick is next up. He's had a really good season. Warren started. Blackburn now. Hedrick. Dingler swings at the first pitch. Caballero fighting the sun, and he makes the play. That was a thriller moment right down to the grass.
Wow, it's usually left center field. It is trouble, but I don't think he got around the ball. See,
Where's
right
the
there, just fighting the sun. No sunglasses. Just fighting and fighting, and then sometimes if you get on the other side of the baseball, you know, you get a different view of it. Wow. It's got to be a relief when you hit that ball. You feel that ball go into your pocket. It's like, thank goodness.
Matt Vierling pinch hits for Carpenter. Don't you find it a curious choice not to wear sunglasses?
Yeah, I mean, I was never able to hit with them. I never could understand Bernie and some of the guys that hit with them, but they were a must in the outfield.
Waves through that pitch. 1-1.
You know what else is surprising is once you've gone through that play, why you don't call timeout, run in and get some glasses.
But if you do, then you admit that you were wrong for not having them in the first place.
Okay. Sometimes you got to admit you're wrong, Mike.
Really?
Oh, so you never got to that point.
Cruz heating up. They've got two Cruzes in the bullpen. This is Fernando, not Giovanni. Two and two.
And all of a sudden you look at Hedrick, and what a year he's putting together. 40 innings pitched, 4-1 record, and a 1.56 ERA.
This one much easier for Caballero. 2 down. Well, tonight we've got live minor league baseball on Yes as the AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders take on the Norfolk Tides. Catch the top Yankee prospects tonight at 7 on Yes and the Gotham Sports App. There's Riley Green. One and 0. Right field, Dominguez comes on, basket catch, and that will do it. As Hedrick retires the Tigers in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, wind up with the country's best professional women's softball players on Yes. Tonight, catch the next AUSL game as the Texas Volts take on the Utah Talons at 10 p.m. on Yes and the Gotham Sports App.
I had a bat against Jenny Finch one time, Michael.
How'd you do?
In a celebrity thing. Well, the first pitch, you know, she was lobbing it in there. The first pitch she threw to me about 100. I'm like, oh boy. Then she lobbed the next one, and I was able to hit one. But such a different angle when you're not used to that.
Well, Drew Anderson comes on. The Yankees will send up Spencer Jones to pinch hit for Austin Wells. Boy, does this tell you something? Austin Wells is left-handed, and he struck out twice, so they're not believing it all. And they send up Spencer Jones, who wasn't playing today because he was one of the victims of food poisoning. 0-2. So Aaron Boone trying to find something.
Yeah, anyway, every once in a while, things like this are kind of a wake-up call, too. You know what you can pinch hit for against a righty. It's like, you know what? Maybe I better kick it in a little bit.
I remember a story. Remember Brian Butterfield?
Oh, yeah.
Who was, the first base coach for Buck Showalter. And this one, Bernie had first come up, and he was struggling, and he was penciled in as the 9th hitter in the order one day. That was a pinch hit single for Spencer Jones. And Butterfield went to Bernie and said, you know what's after 9th.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little reminder, you know, number 10's on the bench, but a hanging breaking ball. Spencer Jones off the bench. Lines it to right field. Who knows? Maybe that's a spark there, Michael.
So here's Caballero, 0 for 2 in the game. And a strike at 97 miles an hour. Anderson closed out Monday's win with a 1-2-3 9th inning. Working the 8th here today. 0-2. Anderson's 32 years old. He's back in the United States after 4 seasons overseas. 2 in Japan, 2 in Korea. Ground ball and through for a base hit past the diving Keith. 2 straight hits for the Yankees here in the 8th inning, and they're set up 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
I absolutely love that at bat, Michael. 2 strikes, 0-2, everything. You know, in your minds, I don't care what I do, I'm not striking out. Somehow, some way, put it in play. That little breaking ball there, put it in play on the left side and found a hole. That's not giving up.
All right, Paul, let's manage. Do you have Cabrera bunt here?
Well, I think Cabrera's in a position where he might do it on his own. But, yeah, I think if you feel like you know, you're going to turn the lineup over to Rice, I would move these runners over.
Tiger's expecting it. He's squaring the bunt. And it's a nice bunt. Third base. And the out is made. So it's 5-4 sacrifice. And now the Yankees have the tying run in scoring position.
The game changes quick, and a good job by Cabrera. I mean, you're kind of in a no-win situation. If I get it down, everybody expects it. But the way things are going, I could pop this up or, you know, foul it off. But good, solid bunt. Now you put your most productive hitter with 23 home runs in a position, hopefully, to succeed for the New York Yankees.
They give up the run. The infield is back. And the pitch to Rice is a strike as he dialed it up to 98 on that pitch. Jones at third. Caballero at second. Check out the arms in the outfield for the Tigers. There's no red light out there. And the corners are green. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Anderson as Rice goes down swinging, 2 away.
Well, maybe not knowing Anderson, I'm going to take a pitch. It just happened to be a fastball right down the middle. Then he went off speed. And now your mind's juggled a little bit. Fastball right by him at 99. So very aggressive by Anderson.
Here's Jason Dominguez. Lined into center field. Outman will put it away. And the Yankees leave 2 runs on here in the 8th. Well, fans, when you get Gotham, you get live games and exclusive Yankees content. Download the Gotham Sports app to stream highlights, features, podcasts, original series, and so much more. And if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Gotham Sports app for free. So download and sign in today.
Well, you can't aim it, Michael. And when things are going bad, they're going bad. But you know what? That doesn't bother me one bit right there. You're frustrated. You know, you do everything you can as a hitter. You hit a line drive. Just didn't work out, but you know, aggressive in the count. First pitch he saw, fastball, hit it right on the nose and got nothing for it.
We go to the 9th. 2-0 Tigers over the Yankees. And the first pitch to Keith is out of the strike zone, 1-0. It's not Keith, as Hao-Yu Lee is pinch hitting. And a strike. So Jones takes over in center field. Caballero moves to right. And Sanchez is behind the plate, and he'll hit in Dominguez's vacated spot. So he would not be coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning as Lee swings and misses unless they send 9 batters to the plate.
Well, a good changeup. Just off speed. Lee coming off the bench, not really into the game. Timing a little off. Timing's off to go to the bullpen here if you're Aaron Boone.
Let's try to name that Yankee. This one's tough. You see the numbers, you see the teams for which he played. The answer is Jerry Lumpy. Jerry Lumpy. This is a 10. We gave you a hard one on a Wednesday afternoon, and we go to the vault for a video of Jerry Lumpy.
You know, you
have a
the
deep
answer.
ball.
I still don't know the answer. Huh?
It's Jerry Lumpy.
Jerry, I'm sure, was a fine ball player, but I don't know.
That's okay.
The good news is I didn't play with him.
That's right.
That's even worse.
Those are the ones that are tough. Fernando Cruz will deal to Spencer Torkelson. Pitches high, and Cruz kind of stumbled off the mound. So Jerry's full name was Jerome Dean Lumpy, and named after Dizzy Dean. Traded by the Yankees in 1959 for Ralph Terry, and that was a great trade. Ralph Terry was a heck of a pitcher. 1-1. So Cruz allowed the 3 runs in the 10th inning on Sunday at Fenway, where the Yankees lost that game in extra innings after taking a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 10th. And Cruz had, a good answer. He said, it happens to champions, and you have to make sure that it doesn't happen again, and you learn from it. Center field and deep, going back is Jones. On the track, he makes the play to retire Torkelson. 2 down. Well, if you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees, it'll be Bellinger, Rosario, and Chisholm. Now, this is the 6th game that the Yankees played the Tigers in about a week and a half. They have not seen Kenley Jansen, the closer. Will they bring him in? I don't see anybody warming right now. Maybe they stay with Anderson. Oh, there he is. He's lurking.
One of those days where you don't need a lot of warm-up.
No.
You just kind of walk around in the bullpen and chuck a couple, and you should be ready.
That's who they have left on the bench, Goldschmidt and Schumann.
He's up in the all-time leaderboard. Obviously, Mariano's at the top, but he's got a lot of them. Not quite the same type of pitcher that he was early in his career, but still pretty good to be a closer at this point.
One, 1-2 as he drops the splitter in there. An announced crowd of 37,117 on a steamy Wednesday afternoon in New York City. Squibb, left side, charging Cabrera, and it gets McKinstry for the final out. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? They're down 2-0 going to the bottom of the 9th. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, I'll look ahead to the series with the Twins. It's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. So, A.J. Hinch is electing to stay with Anderson. And I guess they'll take it batter by batter. Jansen is ready. He pitched a 1-2-3 9th inning on Sunday against the Astros, came out for the 10th, and went walk, RBI, single, and a 3-run home run. So his ERA is 5.31. They don't want to take a chance. They're looking for this sweep, so they keep in Anderson to face Bellinger, Rosario, and Chisholm. Again, they'll take it batter by batter. You see the changes. Foul the other way. So when you're struggling, you look up, you're always 0-2. Soft ground ball, and it gets past the pitcher. Lee is there, fires, got him, just got him. That's a nice play by Lee as Bellinger was hustling down the line.
Yeah, it's one of those plays, if you do anything wrong as an infielder, he's going to be safe. The see this was knocked down at all. No, it just came off the side of the mound, which puts a lot of spin on it. But Lee just coming off the bench, I mean, this is a great play. Talked about Lee the other night where he's kind of taken over at second base with Gleyber Torres being on the IL.
Oh, bang, bang, huh? How close. Here's Rosario. Rosario 0 for 3. Yankees have managed just 4 hits. They're trailing 2-0. Drilled down the left field line. High enough. See ya. A home run for Rosario. Yankees are on the board. It's 2-1.
Well, Rosario did this the other day with a pinch hit 3 home run, and now a big home run. Now that bang-bang play at first base looks a little bit larger, but at least now, as just comes to the plate. Look at that as a tying run.
9th home run for Rosario.
This is odd, but I don't know if there's a changing of the guard in the bullpen. A.J. Hinch staying with Anderson when you've got Jansen out in the bullpen. A breaking ball. We talked about he's susceptible to the one going away, but not the one that hangs over the middle of the plate.
1-1 on Chisholm.
And he knew it too. I mean, out of the box. I love his energy. You know, whether he's in the lineup, not on the lineup. Rosario comes to play.
Hit sharply and off the glove of Torkelson. Out to Lee. He fires the first. Not in time. Chisholm beats it out. The tying runs on base.
I didn't think it was going to be close. The Jazz kind of hesitated a little bit, and then he kind of turned it on. Luckily, with his speed, he was able to be safe. Lee, I didn't think, why are you even throwing this ball? But he almost got it. Now this comes into play. Jazz, exceptional speed. You know him as a base stealer. The problem is Rogers as a catcher. A little over 30%, which is way above average.
Chisholm 24 stolen bases, and he goes. Huge jump. No chance for Rogers, and the tying runs in scoring position.
Wow, that's his guts. I'm going to get a great jump, and if I get a great jump, I'm going to take off, even though the catcher throws well. But this was stolen on the pitcher. Anderson did not even second look. Great job by Chisholm.
So 1-0 on Volpe.
No Jazz.
And there he goes. He's going to third. No throw, and he steals third. 90 feet away from tying the game, and that'll force the Tigers to bring the infield in.
Wow, this was such a big play. I mean, this is a give me here. I'm going to take it. You're not even going to watch me. I'm going to take it anyway. We were talking earlier in the game what Jazz can do for this team. These are the things he can do for this team. They got an opportunity to tie this game out of nowhere right here.
2-1 on Volpe. Well, you believe in due. Volpe's due. 0 for 3 today. He's 2 for his last 26. Spencer Jones is on deck.
A lot of times you'll want to see it through the infield. With Jazz's speed, you might give him an opportunity to go on contact just to see if somehow, some way, he can beat the throw home.
If ever a team needed a big hit, it's the Yankees right here. Losers of 6 straight. Their offense anemic. Trying to rally here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2 count on Volpe. And Rogers wants to talk with Anderson.
I'm trying to get a read on Jazz leading off, whether, he's trying to get farther off to go on contact, but he's kind of holding back. Look at Keith over there with the infield in. He's fairly close to third base, so Jazz can't get a huge lead. Just trying to figure out.
Two and two with one out. Chisholm at third with the tying run. 2-1 Tigers. Pitch. And it gets away. It gets away, and the Yankees have tied the game at 2. A bottom of the ninth rally. A home run by Rosario. Infield single. Stolen base. And then they tie the game on the wild pitch.
But this is Jazz. This is the things he can do. And, he scored his run by himself with a single. Stole second, stole third. Wild pitch. No hit needed. Tie game.
And that one is off of Anderson. He doesn't know where it is. It's a base hit for Volpe. Anderson looking around, did not know where the ball was. It did carry him toward the third base line. And Volpe reaches without a throw, a base hit.
All of a sudden, Anderson, A.J. Hinch has seen enough, which was very odd that Jansen was out there warmed up as a premier closer. They might just be checking to see if he's okay. You see the wild pitch here. If Anderson stays in this game with the lack of attention that he gave Jazz on base, you got to believe that Volpe can try to do the same thing and steal another base.
Volpe with 7 stolen bases. Boy, is this not a clear message to Kenley Jansen. We don't trust you. He pitched on Sunday, so he's well rested. So he has stopped throwing. Here's Spencer Jones. You know what didn't make sense, Paul? Totally ignoring Jazz, not even looking them back.
More so at second base than first, and he held him there. And if you're Volpe, get a big lead, make him throw over again, and then you can steal a base with 2 throwovers, because then he has to go home.
1-0. So the Yankees with an opportunity to hit the reset button, stop a 6-game losing streak, enjoy an off day coming off a come-from-behind win. But the work is not yet done. 2-0.
Well, if you're Spencer Jones, you've had a pinch hit, and then you've gone to the outfield, so you're much more into the rhythm of the game. So much not easy. The easy hitting is never easy, but much easier at bat when you've been in the rhythm of the game than pitching, hitting right off the bench.
Big cut, trying to end it right there. 2-1.
Yeah, that pitch right there is away. That's a ball you got to go the other way with. You see him really leave the bat back trying to pull it.
Runner goes. The throw to second. Got him.
Don't know about that one. Well, take a look at that. That was an extremely quick tag or a missed call.
Well, they're going to challenge because why not?
Came off.
New York is challenging the alcohol at second base.
That left foot, I don't understand going feet first. I think it was in there initially, but watch that left foot pops up and loses contact to the bag. And then I think he went on his foot and he was tagged.
I think he got him even before the foot hit the bag. The crowd cheering with their heart rather than their eyes. They see the replay in center field, and it makes sense to challenge, because once you get past the 8th inning, you can always ask the umpires for a challenge, even if you don't have any left. So why not? Maybe they'll see something that...
Well, that angle right there, you really can't tell when the glove hit his foot. But I can't tell that he came off the bag there, but the glove was gone at that point. Yeah, that's tough. But right there, when he came on the underside of the leg, it looked like he had come off the bag.
Now, he's definitely off there, but the tag is not on. It might have been there when he overslid. So the play is under review, and boy, is this large.
But the big thing is, if you're the Yankees, you came in as down and out as you could be to start this 9th inning, and you have tied the game up. Obviously, you would love to
After review, the call stands. The runner is out, and New York will lose their challenge.
You know, I think it's the right play. I just think that he didn't get out there far enough. You see some of these guys like to use that kind of jump hop out there. He did not get out far enough like he usually does.
So a 3-1 count on Spencer Jones. Now 3-2. Popped up. McGonigal puts it away for the final out. So we will have extra innings. But the Yankees do rally. A home run by Rosario. Then Jazz, infield single, stolen base, wild pitch, tie game, 10th inning. So out of nowhere, the Yankees, with a very laconic offense, they wake up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jazz Chisholm used all of his skills to help tie the game. So we go to the 10th inning. And McKinstry made the final out, so he is the runner on second to start the 10th inning. Fernando Cruz is still out there. And let's see if they let Outman swing or bunt the runner over to third. And that one is popped up. Shallow center, backing up Volpe, and he makes the play.
Well, big out there. Didn't move the runner, and you got a quick out if you're Cruz, but job not finished yet. You get out of this inning, don't give up a run. Then if you're the Yankees, you're able to move that guy over and try to get him in from third base. It all depends on what the Tigers can put together here in the top of the 10th.
You know, I agree not bunting in the top of the inning and extra innings now because it's too easy to score the other run. So you got to play for more than one. You got to have a crooked number. By bunting, you're settling for the one run. And that's a bunt, third base, foul.
Yeah, that was
that was bunt for a hit.
Exactly. He thought, you know, I could get a hit out of this and move him over. Was fairly deep at third.
Yankees do well in extra innings at home, the best in the majors since this rule came into play, and the second worst in the majors on the road. They just lost a road extra inning game on Sunday at Fenway. One, and that one gets past Wells, and that allows that's Ali Sanchez, I'm sorry. That allows McKinstry to go to third.
That's the problem with that forkball. I mean, that ball was in the other batter's box. Nothing Sanchez can do, but it is a huge pitch for the Tigers. Oh, the runner at third base.
And now that forces Yankees to bring the infield in for Rogers. Rogers 0 for 3. He's not a great hitter. A 149 hitter.
If you've got your best forkball, you throw it right here. You've got 2 strikes. Try to get a strikeout.
A.J. Hinch only has 2 right-handed batters left on the bench, Jahmai Jones and Ben Malgieri. Two. Swing and a miss. Got him on the splitter. Huge strikeout.
You talk about your best. Well, that was one of his best. Ended up out of the strike zone, in the strike zone. Look at the knuckle on that ball, and it just dives down. Huge pitch for Cruz.
Now they have to deal with a very dangerous youngster, Kevin McGonigal. A home run in the third off of Will Warren. He's 1 for 4, and the Yankees want to talk about it. Dylan Dingler is on deck.
Yeah, Dingler's the one guy in the lineup. Really, if you went through the lineup, don't let him beat you. McGonigal very dangerous, especially now, because he puts the ball in play. But you can't really pitch around him because Dingler's having too good a year offensively. That's earlier in the game, a hanging breaking ball, one of the few that one didn't throw well. Ended up 420-some feet away.
2-2 game, 10th inning. McKinstry leads off third. You know, the danger here is his best pitch sometimes gets bounced. And with the runner on third, that gives you a lead. But he's got to throw that pitch.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do, Michael, is aim that pitch to not throw it in the dirt, and then you don't get the action on it. What a play.
That's a great play by Ali Sanchez. Saved a run.
Well, he knows exactly what we were talking about. I mean, the tendency of this is what it happened right here, and down in the dirt, and to move your body and knock that ball down. Again, tug that ball all the way in the batter's box.
High fly ball right field. Caballero will put it away. And we go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and the Yankees have an opportunity to break their 6-game losing streak. Well, bottom of the 10th inning, it'll be Cater Montero. So there has to be something up with Jansen. They didn't use him to close out the game. They don't use him here in the bottom of the 10th inning with the game on the line. So Cater Montero will try to force an 11th inning. Starting at second base will be Spencer Jones, who many believe is the fastest Yankee on the roster. Long strides, 6'7" and he made the final out, so he'll start the bottom of the 10th inning as the winning run at second base. Now this is a place where you can bunt, and they bunt foul. Because when you're the home team, now that run wins it for you. You don't have to score a crooked number, you just have to score one.
Yeah, Caballero has good bat control. I don't know how he is as a bunter, but Aaron Boone, I mean, you've got one job. Either you get it done by hitting the ball the other way or bunt. It's your decision, but we need to have Jones at third base. That's the only message.
And Caballero again saying he's not engaging with me at the 8-second mark. And he's telling Lance Barrett as much. Showing bunt early. Bunted in front of the plate. There's nobody to throw to at third. They had a play there, but they did not have the wheel play on. So the sacrifice is successful as Jones moves to third.
Yeah, very surprising that A.J. Hinch would have nobody at third base in case you did get this. And I guess it's just the third baseman's job to kind of read it and get back to the base. But not a great bunt, but he got the job done.
Sacrifice 2-4. That forces the infield in for Oswaldo Cabrera. Still looking for his first base hit since coming up from AAA. It's been a long, arduous journey for Cabrera. Last May 12th, shattered his ankle in a play at home plate in Seattle. He has worked his way back to health, did well at AAA, finally got the call, but he is 0 for 8 and looking for his first hit. 1-1.
I was almost going to say he is such a good bunter if he gets to a 2-0 count. I don't know that the sacrifice bunt or the squeeze bunt is not in play, but right there, just kind of flicking at the ball away. You're either all in at swinging or let it go.
Strike two. Ben Rice on deck. Spencer Jones the winning run at third. Bottom of the 10th inning, 2-2 game. Switch hitting Cabrera from the left side. The 1-2. Just missed the outside corner, 2-2. Two right-handed batters on the bench for the Yankees, Goldschmidt and Schumann. Jones does not have a big lead at third. Swing and a miss, and Cabrera down on strikes. A big strikeout for Montero.
Well, the pitch that he had to hit was the 1-0 fastball. And he kind of just did not put it in play. Now a breaking ball kind of backed up, but outside the strike zone. You can just tell a little nervous at the plate, not comfortable trying to drive that run in.
So they intentionally walk Ben Rice, and they're going to take their chance with Ali Sanchez, who was part of a double switch when they had Spencer Jones pinch hit for Wells. And now Sanchez comes up with a chance to win the game for the Yankees. With two outs, the infield backs up. They're not holding on Rice at first. That run means nothing. Montero deals. Ball one as Rice takes second. Only thing that does is remove the force. Second and third, two men out, bottom of the 10th. One and one. Bellinger is on deck. Yankees desperately in need of a win. Have an opportunity to walk it off right here. One and two. He started the game a long time ago. Actually pitched pretty well. 1-2, two outs. Pitch. Upstairs.
Well, he wants to throw that slider, so you show that high fastball, go right back to the slider, try to get Sanchez out.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez strikes out, and the Yankees strand two. And we move to the 11th here in the Bronx. An opportunity to win it. And the backup catcher swings and misses. 2-2 game. Stay right here. Well, the Yankees had their opportunities and it didn't get done there in the 10th. So now we go to the 11th. The Yankees about hit the Tigers 7-5, and the score is tied at 2. Camilo Doval will be the next Yankee pitcher. And obviously, in extra innings, he's going to inherit that runner at second base, and it's Kevin McGonigal, who made the final out of the 10th. The tactical move was the right move there by Hinch. Let's not deal with Rice, and we'll deal with the light-hitting backup catcher, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, you put the bat in the hands of two guys that, you know, are not used to being in that situation. You had Cabrera with one out and the man on third, and then Sanchez. It just it played into his hand. especially with a hard throw.
So here's Dingler. He's 2 for 4. Starting off July like he hit in June. 101 mile an hour sinker. Low 1-0. Now Montero, who filled in the rotation when Tarek School was out, he can give them innings if need be. So A.J. Hinch not under any pressure that way. I'd say Yarbrough not available for the Yankees, but you've got Hill, Bird, and Giovanni Cruz left for the Yankees in their bullpen. Soft ground ball, and it gets past Doval. Chisholm over to Rice, and McGonigal moves to third with 1 out.
Well, this is a good hitter, just knowing what he has to do. He jammed himself, pushed it to the right side of the infield. Got the job done, but now Vierling got a tough at bat here up to Doval.
Last 10 games for Doval, hitting a 0.96 ERA, 9 innings, 9 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 1 earned run. And 13 strikeouts in that 9 1/3. Could use one now. Infield is in for Vierling. And that one is chopped to Volpe. The runner holds. 2 away.
Well, good thing right there. Doval, as hard as he throws, is very good at keeping the ball on the ground, and that's what happened. Just a chopper right to Volpe. We get through this inning again without a run. The Yankees have got to believe they're meant to win this game.
Well, Riley Green, Yankees say, I will pass, as they intentionally walk him. And they will take their chance with Lee.
Well, again, Lee, as Jones did, coming off the bench, much more into the game now after playing defense and having the one pinch hit. Now you feel like you're really involved. You have a better chance here.
102 mile an hour strike. Lee pinch hit for Keith in the 9th, and he struck out.
I think pitchers get a little more loose in a hot day too, Michael. 102. Okay.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. No throw. Stolen base for Green.
They were going to give him the base. Nobody even covering. But now, to get this out, even more important because a base hit scores too.
0-2 on Lee. One and two. If they can unlock the key for Doval and bring him back to his all-star closer days with the Giants, what a weapon he could be out of the bullpen for the Yanks. 1-2. Just got a piece to stay alive.
He went to the off-speed slider, and he threw a decent one, but the velocity taking that much off from 102 to the low 90s. That lead way out in front. You know, in these situations, you always look at, he's going to beat me on my best pitch, and his best pitch is that 102 mile an hour cutter or sinker.
It's a nice play by Sanchez, saving a run. The Tigers are 1-6 in extra innings. The Yankees are 1-4.
You know, that's a hard play right there. Sanchez has done a great job with Cruz in the dirt, and right there, it's just so much movement from the catcher.
The 2-2. 3-2. Torkelson's on deck. This is the first 11-inning game for the Yanks this year. And the pitch. And he walked him. So now the base is loaded for Torkelson.
Well, nothing hurt. Nobody's scored yet. Now you've got to force at every base. But again, so imperative that he gets ahead in the count where he can kind of dictate what pitch he can throw. You get in a fastball count where you have to throw a fastball. I don't care if you throw 1,000,000. They're looking for it. They'll catch up to it.
So Torkelson today is 0 for 3 with a walk. Coming into the game, last 11 games he's been red hot. 12 for 37. That's .324 with a .419 on base percentage. And we know he has power. 14 home runs for Torkelson. So the whole infield had a meeting at the mound. Now it breaks up. Nail biting time here in the Bronx. Bases loaded, 2 men out, 2-2 game. The Yankees trail 2-0 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Home run by Rosario, infield single by Chisholm, 2 stolen bases, and he scored on a wild pitch. Have tied the game. Upstairs, 1-0. Tigers looking for the sweep. The Yankees trying to salvage the final game and snap a 6-game losing streak. One and one.
I just don't like the slider in these situations. Too many things can happen. You can hang and throw it in the dirt. Pitch first pitch a slider for a ball. Now you go back to your sinker. You at least get a strike out of it.
One-on-one upstairs, 2-1. McGonigal at third, Green at second, Lee is at first, Torkelson at the plate. Three and one, and obviously there's no place to put Torkelson. What a big pitch in this game. He's got to throw the fastball here, right?
I mean, whenever he's convicted with that he can throw for a strike, and that would be the cutter or the sinker. Yes.
So 3-2. The runners will go 3-2 and 2 outs. Doval deals, and he walked him. The sinker was low, so he walked in a run, and the Tigers lead 3-2.
You know, I really look back at that at bat, and the first pitch being a slider was like he was trying to pitch too much. You know, it's just important to throw strikes. You've got to believe in your stuff that 102 is hard enough to hit.
And the tough thing about that pitch, there was no decision to make. It was so far out of the strike zone, it was an easy take for Torkelson. You didn't make him think about swinging. But now it gets really important because the Yankees get a runner at second base, start the 11th. You don't want a crooked number put up. And here's McKinstry. So Matt Blake went out to settle down Doval. 3-2 Tigers here in the 11th. Bellinger, Rosario, and Chisholm in the bottom of the inning for the Yanks. One and 0.
Pitch is called a ball, the catch is shot.
He's going to be challenged by Sanchez.
Let's see if it caught the outside corner.
The call is confirmed.
Yankees had 2 challenges remaining, so it was a worthy attempt by Sanchez. Trying to get his pitcher out of a hole. There's a strike. Bases remain loaded. Ground ball and through for a base hit. Green scores. Here comes Lee. Here's the throw. Not in time. Going to second is McKinstry. The throw goes into center field, and that allows Torkelson to score. And the Tigers have broken this open as they clear the bases on that single to right.
Well, if Aaron Boone, you felt like you pushed all the right buttons, and you just give them an opportunity to blow up again. That cutter just sits right there for a left-handed hitter. Finds a hole on the right side to throw. The next thing you know, the merry-go-round on the second into center field. Another run scored. I mean, this is kind of a microcosm of what has happened to the Yankees in the last week.
Well, it's a two-run single. Goes to second on the throw. And then an E2 allows the runner to move to third and the other runner to score. So it's 6-2 Tigers. 17 errors in the last 12 games. And Outman lost that one to left field, and that is caught by a sliding Bellinger for the final out. Well, the damage has been done. 4 runs against Doval. We go to the bottom of the 11th. So Doval, who's been pitching well of late, kind of fell apart this inning.
Yeah, the cutter to a lefty, dangerous pitch. If it spins and doesn't get in on the hands, you're able to hit it hard. He hits it hard to the right side. He gets through, and then again, you give the Yankees an opportunity recently to start throwing the ball around, and they'll give you some extra runs, and that's exactly what happened.
Sanchez starts the inning at second base. Yankees have a high hill to climb here. Bellinger first against Montero. And also giving up the hit to McKinstry, who is not a great hitter, came into the game with a 192 average. And he squeezes one through the right side of the infield. So this had the opportunity, now the game's not over, but had the opportunity to be such an uplifting victory coming back in the bottom of the 9th inning. But they have not been able to finish it off.
And you look at that inning, I mean, you're 1 out from getting out of it without giving up a run with Bellinger and, Rosario, Chisholm coming to the plate. You're just looking like this has got to be our game. And in the blink of an eye, you're down 4.
Fly ball right field. Veerling on the run toward the line will make the play. Tagging Sanchez, but he'll stay right there at second. So Bellinger continues to struggle. Paul is 0 for 5 today and 5 for his last 46.
Yeah, I mean, he's a veteran player. You have total belief that he's going to turn things around and get going. And it could be Friday night, it could be Saturday. You don't know, but it's just a tough time to go through it as a hitter when your team needs you.
Here's Rosario, gave the Yankees some life with 1 out in the 9th inning, hitting that home run. And then Jazz used all of his skills to create another run to tie the game at 2. But now in the 11th inning, it's 6-2 Detroit. Runner at second, 1 out. Caden Montero deals. 2-0. Ground ball third base, McGonigal. And the Yankees are down to their final out. And here's Jazz Chisholm. Jazz 2 for 4. Told you he created that run in the 9th with the infield single, 2 stolen bases, scored on a wild pitch. But Paul, if you end up losing the game, that's lost to history.
Well, you know, it's ugly. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, it won't last forever, Michael. I'll tell you that right now. But going through it, both as a fan, it's frustrating. More frustrating as a player when you just can't flip a switch. You got to be ready to play every single day and not get yourself into these points where you start getting desperate.
Two 7-2 for the Yanks, 6-6-0 for the Tigers. Runner at second, 2 outs, bottom of the 11th.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher challenge.
Well, it's called a ball, and now Rogers is going to challenge that. And he gets it right.
Call is overturned.
Strike zone. So now the Yankees are down to their final strike. The 1-2. Strike 3. Ball game over, and the Yankees lose their 7th straight game. An absolutely awful stretch of baseball by the Yankees as they continue to lose. Their defense continues to be porous and not getting the hits when they need them.
Well, the good thing, and Will Warren kind of turned it around, threw the ball exceptionally well. The bad thing, the offense continues to just struggle day after day, getting the big hit, getting getting the job done when you need it. They had big opportunities in the 10th to win. Didn't happen.
It did not happen. It has not happened for 7 straight games. The Tigers sweep the Yankees in the Bronx. We'll come back. The Yankees lose at 11. We take a look at the game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, Will Warren threw a lot of good breaking balls, but not that one. And it shut down the Tigers till that swing. Kevin McDonegal, his 7th of the year, a long home run to right field.
All right, time for the Chevy player of the game.
Well, you go to the 11th. It's got to be the play of the game. A big hit by Zach McKinstry. He gets through the right side and just set the wheels off. The rails were broken. Ball's going all over. All of a sudden, 4-run lead. That's your player of the game.
And the Tigers win 6-2 to sweep the Yankees. Cato Montero with the win. Doval took the first loss. McGonigal 1 for 5. Doval 4 runs allowed in his 1 inning of work. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the YES Network is Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again on Friday when the Yankees welcome the Twins to the Bronx for a weekend set. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. on YES with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Once again, the final score in 11 innings, the Tigers 6 and the New York Yankees 2. For Paul O'Neill and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry standing by in our YES Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?